Hello.
Hi.
Yo,
Hey, what's going on?
all good, man. So, who are you, man?
Yeah, I'm Justin. We got a few,
Justin.
I guess, Twitter convos where I've commented on some stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good community. I love your stuff. Read the book. It's been great.
Awesome.
So this is just a test, I guess, or what's the goal here?
Basically testing this fucking shit that I'm building, dude. Because I have to start doing this for real. But I need to test if it works. So I tried like half an hour ago. My microphone wasn't working already. So,
Gotcha.
so it's how it goes. Where are you located, man?
In Raleigh, North Carolina.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. Were you? I mean, I don't think you're in the States, but have you ever been up in the States?
No, never.
Oh, interesting.
No, they wouldn't let me in the United States, dude. I tried twice. They told me, "You fucking Latino guy, if we let you here, you're gonna stay illegal." I was like, "Yes, of course I would."
Yeah.
So I tried it once as a tourist. I said no. Then I got a sponsor actually for a J visa or something. I was gonna work in a company for 4 months, and it was the same. We cannot let you in. You're gonna stay. So they were correct. So I went to Argentina illegally instead.
Fair enough.
Citizenship of Liechtenstein, you are, man.
Sorry.
Ship of
Hello.
Liechtenstein, you are, man. Hello.
I'm in Liechtenstein now.
So, do you have citizenship of that country?
No, I'm here because I got married from Argentina to here. I found a woman that I married in Argentina, and now I have 2 kids. So I have a visa here that I can stay because I have kids.
So that's a trick. That's a trick. I understand.
That was a trick. Yes, you have to get married. You have to get married, and now maybe
how
with my
long?
fucking. Sorry. How long have I been in Liechtenstein? 9 years.
How long will
It's,
it take to
it's-
you?
Man, I don't understand. Your microphone is really bad.
How long will it take to you?
How long would it take me? What? Type it in the chat, man. Type it in the chat.
So you're a musician, Yohami. You're mainly a musician.
Yeah.
Where's your work? Where's your music?
I mean, my music, you can find it. If you go online, you search Yohami. There is shit that is online since I recorded the first album in 2000. Actually, my first album was in 96.
Nice.
I recorded like five, 6 albums, yes. Then in 2002, I made one. I got in a movie in Canada.
Oh, nice.
Then they told me, come to Los Angeles. That's when I tried to go to Los Angeles. They told me, you cannot enter the United States, you motherfuckers. So I went to Argentina. Then in 2005, I had a single that was in the radio in Argentina. It was popular. Then what else? In 2008, I made another album in a studio in Argentina. Then I got pissed because it's impossible to have a good sounding album or music I had been doing that for like 20 years. So that it was impossible. In my mind, I thought that I had to do everything myself. I had to be in Los Angeles or in UK. I'm not going to be a successful artist in Latin America. But I could not have a visa, so I started making more money to build a studio. That's when I built a super good fucking recording studio. It took me like 3 years in Buenos Aires. Then the world gave me a big curveball because Flash died. I was a Flash developer. So they killed Flash. So now I didn't have enough fucking skill to make money. So I started working in Unity as an entry level fucker. Took me a few years to start making money again. Then I got pregnant. Well, my wife did. So I came here. So I started from scratch again. Then I'm making a shitload of money on Snapchat 3 years ago. I'm the number one guy in Snapchat. I made like $2 million. I put more than $1 million in Bulletville. The rest of the money, I built a studio here. And the Snapchat game's closed. So I'm in a loop that I know that is my fault, but it's so fucking similar all the time. When I made it and then it gets rocked out of my feet. That was one of my try to understand in one of the reasons behind Kuno. It's impossible that I've been in a loop for years. And I'm not the one making it happen. Because I can tell you like 20 stories that are all the same. I just change places and faces. So somehow I knew that I had to stop and see what the fuck I'm actually doing. Because my life is in a loop for the last 25 years. And it's in the book. You see the drama patterns and all the other fucking shit is in the book. So I had to pause for like a year to understand how the fucking game actually works. Because otherwise I'm going to be 70 and I'm going to tell you that I'm making an album and I'm finishing this amazing recording studio. And I don't want that to be the case. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw one of your. I guess there's some stuff on YouTube. There was a video of you, some of your music, playing it in a bar or whatever. So
Yeah.
To answer your question, I think.
Yeah, if you go to YouTube and you search Yoami, you're gonna find shit. Also, if you look in SoundCloud, and even in older websites like a Pure Volume, the shit has changed so much since they started internet. But from all my bands, there's always music here and there. And it's going to sound like shit because it's Latin America. Try to find a good band from Latin America that is recorded locally, where you can hear quality. It cannot be done. So I was always going against the current.
Right. And question on that, because you said you're mainly the musician, but you do the gaming as well, right? So like,
Yeah.
I don't you say find your ladder, right? Was the gaming support the music, or is that also something that is kind of like that you enjoy to do?
No, I mean, I enjoy games since I was a kid. It was always my dream to make games, but I landed making games by pure coincidence. I just landed on it. And then I made it work for whatever reason. But I was hired in the 2000 in the .com bubble in a startup in Venezuela. Some people that had a newspaper or something, they got millions of dollars from somebody in Silicon Valley. They created a .com for Latin America. And I got hired there as a audio guy because I was a musician. So I was just going to edit audio. But I landed in the cartoon animation department. So they were making cartoons with the video Premiere and shit really slow, and then Flash came. I don't know, you look too young to know what the fuck Flash is.
Yeah, I'm 28, so.
Yeah, so you were not here yet, dude. This is like prehistory. So there was a software once that allowed to do animations on the web. It was magic. It was like Illustrator with a timeline. And then, so Flash came and everybody was afraid, and I look at it, and the reason why everybody's afraid is the same reason that I feel really comfortable with it. It looks like a music program. So there are frames and events and twins. It looks like music to me. So I learned that, and that gave me more power and more money in that company, and I became the Flash guy. And I was an Omega, so that was like a real strong social validation for me to be seen as somebody that can do good shit. It was probably the first time. So I took it as ego. I became the Flash guy. Then I went to become a professor of Flash in an institute. And I was teaching Flash to older people than me. I was like 26 maybe. And my students were like, I don't know, 30 to 40. Working in companies, and Flash was complicated for them. So instead of they learning, they started hiring me to make their jobs. So they would come with work and they would pay me. So I became a freelancer because that was way more money that I was getting. So I was making whatever, banners, animations, websites, whatever the fuck they paid me. And eventually somebody asked me if I could do games. And games had been one of my dreams in childhood. And games back then were like really simple shit. Like, you know that game where you put a P and then 3 glasses and then you shuffle the glasses and then you have to guess where the
Yeah.
P is.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like really basic shit. So I started doing that. Then that turned into somebody wanted a point and click adventure. So I just kept taking jobs. And eventually when I went to Argentina, I realized that making games was more money than making websites, and I could sell the same game many times. So if I make a hockey game, eventually somebody else is going to wanting the same hockey game. And I just change the graphics and I sell it. And that's how I became a game developer. But every fucking cent that I was making was always going to music, which was a dead end. But I didn't want to believe it was a dead end. I always thought that I just needed a new interface or somebody else, or there's always some goal that you can put in the future that is going to be the miracle that is going to make everything work. Right. And especially with my fucking character, when everybody's telling me that it's not possible, I shut everybody off. Fuck you, I'll do it. Yeah, and in a way I did, but at the end they were right, but not for the reason that they were saying. Does that make sense? It's a different mechanism.
What do you mean? They were right, but not for the reason they said?
Correct. The reason they say it is that it cannot be done. And there is proof because it hasn't happened. You have never heard of anybody having success in music from Venezuela. So am I going to be the first one? Because I am not the best musician that ever existed in Venezuela. There are geniuses there, but you don't know them. And I'm not the best. I'm just a guy that is not going to quit. That's my power. Make sense?
Right.
But it's a power, but it's also a curse. Because not quitting is not exactly the skill set needed. Because if you have a wall in front of you, you keep pushing. The skill is not to push more, it's to move 2 centimeters to the left. And I didn't have that skill.
Yeah.
Correct. I didn't know this shit that I found later, that is find the opening. I just know that if everybody's telling me this shit cannot happen, it's impossible. My options are I believe it and I die, because I'm not going to have a life where I don't do what I want to. So I would have to die. Or I isolate and I find a way to make it happen, which is correct, but it's not complete. So the reason why everybody there says that it's not possible is because nobody has done it. There is no leader. There is no path.
Well, there's no culture of that, like international.
It just has never happened. That makes it impossible. And they're wrong because they think that that means the path is not possible. The path is possible. I have always knew the path is possible. There's going to be a sequence of steps that you can take to make it work. And if you don't know what that is, you walk forward and you find something that I didn't know what the fuck that was. I just knew that if I quit, I'm fucked. For me, the challenge there, I thought that if I had good music that people can listen to, and I can show them an album of Pearl Jam or Smashing Pumpkins or whatever the fuck, and my album, and I thought if people can just listen to the 2 albums, they can choose or they can understand which one they like. And some of them are going to like mine more. That's all I need to do. So I thought making the recording was enough. Make sense? For me, the end goal was I just need to have a recording. But before a recording, I thought that I just need to have the songs. I thought that I could just show the people the songs. And if you're a musician, having the songs is a major shit because you need to learn the instruments, you need to make lyrics, you need to learn to sing, you need to make arrangements, you need to have a band. Because I didn't have money for a recording. I need to play the shit with a band. That alone is a fucking life project. Especially for me back then, because I had no fucking money. But the reason why they think it's impossible is because somebody has done it. But that actually makes it impossible. It's a magic trick. Because it becomes true because nobody on the way is going to align with it. It actually makes it impossible, but not for the reasons they say. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're saying because, like, basically, since they all believe it, they're not going to get, I guess, behind somebody who's trying to carve out that path, therefore making
Correct. So it is actually impossible, but not for the reason they are saying. It happens after. It's because they believe the reason. Now it is actually impossible. Because it is not possible for a musician or for anybody to be successful in a place where, in anything, because you always need other people. There's less of that a little now because now we have internet and connections are, everything is remote. But I started in 2095. It's many fucking years ago. Internet didn't exist. We didn't have cell phones. When I wanted to pick up a girl, I had to call the family and talk to the dad. Hey, is Carolina home?
Man.
So the world was really different. So it makes it impossible because if you're in UK and you're a musician, you are playing in a bar where Oasis played 2 years ago. Then you go to a rehearsing studio where Radiohead was playing 3 months ago. And then you go to a building just to rehearse, and you know that in the next room, the Beatles recorded an album. And there are many people there that when you tell them, I want to be a famous artist, it doesn't sound like a crazy dream for them because this is something that at least 10% of the population say, and somebody's going to be next year top artist. The question is, well, can you do it? But the question is not, is it possible? And that makes a whole fucking difference. It makes a whole fucking difference because now there's going to be somebody that has a studio that they want to have the next studio that is going to record the next star. You're going to have 200 of those. Then you're going to have 500 producers, and each one of them, they want to do the next big thing. So even if they're in isolation, they're trying and their energy is aligning for this to happen. So if you're networking in the space, you're going to find people who can see what you're doing and align, and you can align with them. Then you have mirrors along the way. As opposed to if they're telling you, you're never going to make it. And that's in the book. That's in chapter 6. That's the guy that is in the wrong story. That's me. The guy that keeps winning against all odds. That's my story in that shit. And just in the wrong story because I'm winning. If you see my trajectory, if you met me in Buenos Aires just before I came here, I was making like $20,000 in Argentina a month, which is equivalent of in this country making almost $100,000 a month. So it's like 10 times the yearly income of the country that I was making a month. So I was in a luxurious penthouse. So I was a legally immigrant in Buenos Aires. I was in the highest, in 24 of the most expensive tower in Buenos Aires, making parties, having orgies. I had a recording studio that was the best. Everybody looks at me like I'm a fucking winner, but I know there is a problem. Because every time that I try to move, there is a wall. And it shouldn't feel like that.
Like
really fucking interesting. Sorry?
You said there is a wall, like when you try to move. What do you mean?
It's impossible to put forward without facing the same resistance, and the resistance feels exactly the same as when I was broke, which is really fucking strange. Because I had money, I had the penthouse, I had the recording studio, but if I go to a producer and I tell them what I want to do, they shrink. And now they make it impossible.
Why do they shrink?
Because it's not possible. Have you ever heard?
Because
you know?
You don't believe that.
Correct. Correct. And this is one of the best recording engineers in Buenos Aires. But when you tell them I want to make it number one in the world, they shrink. So now how the fuck is it going to work? So he makes it impossible. It doesn't matter how much fucking money I spend. Because now in my fucking super personality, what I've been doing all my life is now I need to acquire the skills of that guy and be better than him. But he has 15 years producing bands. And I'm starting now. But now I need to acquire his skill set and become better than him because I know that I'm not going to shrink. And you're going to do that forever, dude. You're going to do that shit forever. So what I should have done is at some point go to UK somehow, or infiltrating in the United States through the cocaine pass in Texas.
Mexico.
I mean,
Yeah.
now I probably could just walk.
Oh,
Have you ever thought of convincing people, like trying to
Sorry?
change them? Have you ever tried changing the mind of people at that time,
In which sense? In which sense?
like inspire them with your vision?
I had to do that, man. And remember, I was an Omega and I was really fucking shy. So this was like an existential threat to my soul. But I was able to have tribes around me, and I needed that because I had to be the leader of the band.
Yeah.
I had to convince other musicians to go with me. So I had to inspire them. That was hard. But yeah, I did that. But then you face the same fucking problems because everybody's right. Because we practice the songs, but then we go to a bar to play, and the sound doesn't work. The outside reality is still there. Or we fix the sound, or we recorded 1 or 2 albums in Venezuela with 2 bands. We spend weeks recording the album, then we listen to it, and it sounds like trash. What the fuck do we do? I'm not a recording engineer. I'm barely a singer,
Yeah.
right? And I don't know what the fuck is the gap. I just know that if magically my music could be like it's in my head in an album, then I'm there in my mind. And now I know that it's not the case. But in my mind, all I needed was to produce a product. Then something would happen. Something magical would happen.
I see your passion. You know, you still have it. The passion. I can see it.
I have it. Man, Kuno is something similar because Kuno is a project that I had even back then. I mean, of course, it was not called Kuno. But I wanted to write a book to awaken people, even though I was not as awake back then, but I knew some shit. And it's the same now because Kuno is the best shit that I could have possibly done. It's the book that I should write when I'm about to die. You know? And in my passion mind, all that I should do is put it out, and my job is done. I can die in peace, dude. Because if you read that book and you get it, my job is done. I change your life in a positive way. There's not more that can be asked from me in this fucking life other than do something that is going to help. My job is done. So why is it in a fucking bestseller? Why do I need to learn marketing now?
Because you don't have the network, man. It seems you don't have
Yeah, but that is correct. Correct. So I need to build it now. But I cannot fall in the same trap of that I fell in before.
Yeah. I wish I'd read the book like 2 years ago, to be honest. It was like,
Yeah.
it's one of those. So I actually resonate with, I think it was another interview you were talking with, I forgot his name, the French guy, but you were
French OG.
Yeah, that guy. You were talking about like your story and I guess one of your first relationships. You mentioned like you were the best to beta. I was like, oh, I resonate with that just because. I was like, I was the best beta as well.
Nice.
In terms of my relationship, I just, got with the first girl that I, had the opportunity to get with, and it was a good relationship, to be honest. It was just, certain things, whatever, they break down, and that was like 8 years. And
Oh man.
it was, we met when we were like 17, sort of the high school sweetheart sort of thing. Went through sickness, all that stuff, blah blah blah, right? I think I was bouncing around beta, omega, pops of, alpha within that whole relationship, but I couldn't get the thing was me not being able to fulfill my vocation in terms of the money, obviously that kept things down. And then when I moved to Raleigh, like I was super beta, I got into a run club, and that started giving me like a winner effect, I guess what they call like pumping me up and like getting validation from certain women and just basically all of it, right? Because I was super omega. I was beta as well, but like definitely way more. Omega. I think that's because I was pushed down so much that I just decided to say, no, I can't compete here. I got to go out until.
Why?
That was when I was a kid. I moved from New York to Alabama, and the environment was so different. I didn't know how to, because it was like,
Okay.
I'm Puerto Rican, so I was in Brooklyn, right? And then I moved to Alabama, which is just white people, galore, moved from being poor to rich neighborhood. And so I mean, I could be wrong, but I think that's the reason why. I just didn't know how to compete in that environment, so I think I just popped out.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
So
was it a racial thing or a class thing? What was it? Or
mix
didn't mix?
Mix of both, because my dad, the reason why we moved to Alabama is because he got hit by a car. He worked as a sanitation worker. He got hit by a van. It was, I don't know, it was a crazy situation, right? Hit and run, almost died. He got a big payout, right? So we were able to we were able to upgrade, which is good and bad because, he didn't earn it.
I see. Yeah.
And then also it was the race thing. It was just a different environment, right? So I think that was it. Part of the reason. So, but anyway, yeah. I forgot what I was even saying, but that was a story, dude. You started with the beta, then the girlfriend, and then you went back to Omega times. Oh yeah. It's interesting because I really felt like I wasn't interested in getting women at all. Like I was totally fine with just being with her until I got into the run club, right?
I see.
And then something happened where I started having a desire. I started saying, oh, because there had been some issues in the relationship for like 2-3 years since we had moved. We both moved to Raleigh together. And then I started getting in I dove into, the tribe of whatever, this run club, right? And then I was like, oh, maybe I could actually just, maybe I don't have to.
The field.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know if it was wrong or right, but I ended up, all at the same time that happened, I got a good job, which is, $50K a year was better than I was doing, right? All at the same time happened.
Yeah.
I had my own place. And then I was like, okay, cool. I seem to have all these desires now. So I'm going to go try to sleep with somebody, right? Or somebody else, right? And I did. And I was like, oh, cool. This is great. Feel good. But it was another trap of because I tasted being in TG, what you said, and above.
Yes.
I had 3 months where I was like, okay, I'm focusing completely on myself, centering myself. And I got in a state where my confidence went up. It was interesting as well. I felt like something opened in my throat. My voice got a little bit deeper and more confident.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. And I was able to start seeing this woman. But the thing was, I don't know if I was actually in TG or just touching something, because in my mind I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do this, and then I'm gonna go back to my ex because she's a great person. We had all this history, but then I created a split where I was like, oh no, I actually want to be with this new girl. But I felt guilty. I felt guilt and shame. I was like, oh, I should be in this relationship because she was having a hard time. And so I created a split right down the middle. And so all of 2025, I went from feeling like TG to just immediate crash. Just
Makes
like
sense.
up, straight down.
Makes sense. So what happened with the split, man? It's really interesting that you can tell that you split, because that is exactly what happened. You have two simulations on the two sides. So you're running basically two parallel timelines for yourself, and they hate each other. That's why you feel the shame. So the guy that is in your split is gonna think the other guy is a fucking pussy. The guy that is called a pussy is defending because it sees that what the new winner guy is wrong, even though it feels good. But neither of you have the full knowledge. It's gonna be a battle, man. I've been back and forth in this shit. So how did that get resolved? Because the normal script is that life just decides to fuck you up.
Yeah, so that got resolved by me.
Yeah, somebody else is gonna make it for you. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no. That got resolved by me. I went back into the old relationship, unfortunately,
Yeah,
because of the guilt, because of the shame, right?
yeah.
And I experienced basically because I had never slept with anybody else before in my life.
Mhm.
So it was a new experience for me because when I was in that relationship, I could no longer fully be in that relationship because there was a part of me that was like, no, this version of you that was with this person was like, this was the dude. You finally had the job. You finally had the, friends from that run club. You finally, and she represented that.
Mhm.
So I found myself not being able to be in that relationship and having cognitive dissonance. And it was so funny because that relationship actually got abusive. I would say that my ex was the abusive one when I broke up with her, but when I came back,
Mhm.
I felt trapped. So I started actually being abusive. Unfortunately.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So when you were a beta, your girlfriend was abusive.
First couple years of the relationship, it was actually beautiful, right? It was nice. We went through a lot together. She had cancer, all that stuff, right? When we moved to Raleigh, we just completely moved to a new city, right? And I mean, I basically wasn't a full-fledged, man, so to speak, right? So that caused
But it's better, dude. It's what it is.
Exactly. So that's when it started getting abusive. And I was like, I remember, I think it was just hypergamy and obviously her being a woman and me being a beta at the same time.
Yeah.
I remember thinking in that time, like, how is it possible that she just caused what I perceived at the time, like one of the worst traumas that could happen. And then the next day she's telling me, you need to fuck me and like all of this stuff. I'm like, how is this happening literally back to back? This sort of thing. Like I didn't understand it when I was in that mud. But but then all this happened and then it was like I clicked out of that. But then I went back because of the shame and the guilt. It was almost like it was definitely bad. I would not do it again in terms of like the abuse stuff. But it was interesting because both of us, it was almost like we kept on going through this cycle that it was almost like a mini enlightenment. We're like, we got to stop or else we're going to.
That's interesting, man. Again, really fucking interesting because you noticed the split. And then you said it. I have not posted about this because it's fucking dirty, but the purpose of evil is enlightenment. Does that make sense? Because you felt it. It's dirty to say, but evil is enlightened. It doesn't believe in the fantasy. It's awakened. That's why you can violate the rules, and you don't feel it because you don't believe in it. That gives you a lot of freedom. And the thing, it also comes with fear because it looks like nothing is going to stop you. So you keep going, and then you start experiencing pain, and you can do the same trick again because you can awaken more. So you become more evil. And this goes until you snap the shit out of it and you make a choice. That is what you forgot when you went evil. Then you choose not to.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Making the choice, because I felt like I was not able to make a choice.
Correct. Until you force yourself. You go to the limit until you yourself force yourself to say, no, this is not the way. But it's a choice, because you could have chosen to keep going, but you remember that moment, dude.
Yeah. And over the course of that year is obviously what I just said, and then I even was like, okay, cool, I'm going to go back to the other girl, right? And that obviously wasn't going to work, because I was like, oh, my answer is going to be to go over here.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was a lot of positives to it, but ultimately wasn't the answer, of course, because I was seeking there was still the validation aspect in, like, I want to get back to who I was then. I'm with her, that means I'm back to who I was, but not really, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she ended up, she's also, pretty cool girl, but she also ended up, I don't even know what happened. It was just
she went down.
She broke up with me because I went back into, I don't know, I don't have the words for this one, but essentially I was outsourcing. It was something, still the validation, that once she broke up with me and I was like, oh, this is crazy. How am I back in here again? Right?
I see.
And then I was like, okay, I need to kill this, and now I'm chilling. So, and it's funny because with the ex that I've been with for the longer time, like, she's like, I'd say it would make sense for me to get back with her. Like, I'd be open to that, but I just have no desire right now. I'm like, I need to just chill. And it's interesting because she has not been with anybody else, which is crazy to me.
Which one is that? Is that a different one?
No, this is the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Man, but if it was abusive, don't go back. There's new games ahead, dude. Don't replay the same adventure.
I agree 100%, but I felt like Jonah, if you're familiar with the Bible, you know how Jonah went to go do his thing, and then he went under the tree, and he's like, all right, these people are evil. God, I'm going to watch you smite them. And he's like, no, they repented. And
I see.
She actually throughout the abuse, like, she actually was able to get through that, or whatever the right words are. So I was sitting over there. I was like, oh, this is fucked. Like, I'm like Jonah right now, because I'm still attached to the past of all this stuff and how I broke up with her at the start, because technically I was in the right. I was pushing out evil, right? To use, I guess, your language.
Well, I call it inversion, but evil is a more common word. Yeah, inversion. Yes.
Got you. So the inversion, and then the events happened, and then she actually, I guess, got back in alignment, and I was over here like, I don't know what's happening anymore.
So you
That's
can
crazy.
see that she changed. So
yeah, and not the bullshit like, oh, it's been 3 months, like, I've changed. I changed my hair. I'm a different person. No. But yeah, it's crazy. That's my stuff. So I'm chilling out. I'm not trying to get into anything right now.
Nice. Are you still in the running club?
Yes, but it's not as fun to go anymore. Like, I'll go to socialize, and it's good to that extent. But so the answer is yes.
Okay. And how long ago was this crazy, the whole relationship going and offense it split and the all? I mean, how long ago are we talking about?
This was December 2024 is when I
Okay.
broke up, and then basically all through 2025.
Okay.
So for a year.
Okay.
Like I broke up in December 2024. I met the new girl in February. Then in March, got back with my ex for the whole year. Went back to the other girl in March 2026. Now I'm here.
I see. Well, that sounds like fun, dude.
It sounds like
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's I guess in hindsight, I was thinking the other day, I was like, why did all that happen? And I was like, don't think like that. Better that happened so you could have good lore.
good lore.
So
Why this shit happens? I'll give you my explanation. Maybe it does something for you. It's kind of like in the book, but it's not complete. Did you read the whole thing?
yeah,
Yes.
I listened to it
You
on
finished.
audio.
Okay. So you see how I have this fucking concept of impermanence. You try something, you put energy, then it's gonna win or it's gonna win. I mean, it's gonna succeed or not, but eventually the energy is gonna return to you. Even if you win, then the energy is gonna return to you. It returns in the opposite flavor. So I have the example of the sandcastle. I mean, I have it all spread around the book, but let's say that you attempt something, you put energy, you put joy, you put whatever the fuck, and you want to achieve something. If you win, that energy gets multiplied. You get more openings to continue. What is not visible when you're doing it is that eventually what you're doing is going to fail because it's going to die, because everything dies. But you're forgetting that it's going to die to make it real. But this is intentional. You understand what I'm saying? The forgetting that what you're trying to do is going to die, we do this in purpose, and I'm doing that right now because I need to forget it to put everything right now. I cannot sustain the two states at the same time. I cannot fully believe and go with pure intention while knowing it's going to die. Because now I'm going to make death, and now I'm going to be ambivalent, which is in chapter 5. If I remember that everything is going to die, now I'm ambivalent because I'm aiming for a bad thing and a good thing. So I need to forget that everything is going to fail to fully go for it. And the only way that I can actually win and I can see what I can actually do in this fucking life is to forget that everything ends, which makes me in the no mind. But ironically, the forgetting is so deep that you become present. So now you're in Ku. It is a mind fuck. Because forgetting that it's a dream is being awake. But forgetting that you're dreaming is you're dreaming. Because the two fucking minds overlap. You cannot do a logical jump from one to the other. But that's what we try to do. The three of us are trying to understand it logically. Make sense? It's a mind fuck. But this is why, what I was going to tell you is this. When you're being a beta, you're attempting to win in a shape. And you actually have to be a good beta. Because if you're a bad beta and you fail, you don't know why. Make sense? So if let's say that you're half a beta. Because beta is just a fucking frame. But to be a beta, you need to believe it. So you need to really care about the other person. You need to feel in your body their well-being and put that before you. You need to feel this comfort, soft, beautiful love when you're doing an act of service. And it has to be true. Because if you do this half-ass and then she doesn't like you, why? Is it your fault? Maybe you just needed to give more. Make sense? So you have to go all in or you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So you have to forget that it's a choice. So you become the better. It's the only way to find out what is true. So we're going to have processes in the middle where we try to resist. It's like, I don't want to be this person. But when you're being ambivalent, that you're in and out of the frame, when the shit fails, you don't know what the fuck happened. But if you win, it's worse. Because if you win without believing, you think you did magic. You think you got away with something. And you probably felt that in some way where you were split, but that's going to take you to a really bad place. Because now you think you're above the archetype.
If I win without believing,
If you win without completely believing, without ambivalence, what you're doing. Imagine, try to put yourself in this space when you were being a split. You had a side for the new girl and the new presence and whatever you were getting with the club. Where girls want you and you're popular and shit. And then you have the other side of you that is a relationship. Imagine what happens if you continue winning with the split. It takes you to a really strange place. Because your mind is going to want control, but you don't know what is working because you're not there fully.
I see.
You see, do you feel that destabilization?
Yeah.
You're going to force yourself to peek to understand what the fuck is happening.
Yeah. It's so interesting because that is basically what I felt throughout that.
Yeah.
I had the thing that I felt like I could not do was
Yes.
choose, like fully close the door on
Correct.
what was represented by the Run Club versus this other girl, or
Yeah.
the woman that I had been with since 17, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So what you're feeling there is that the energy that you're putting in that is going to be deleted, you have that. Yeah, first in the first shit. We have to learn, but the only way to learn is to go all in. And that's going to require a choice. If you cannot choose, because it scares you to choose, then you force yourself by pushing your life to get you to a point where the choice is going to be made for you. It feels like it's happening from the outside. In reality, you orchestrated the whole fucking shit. You just took a really fucking long, convoluted way to put yourself in that situation where the choice happened to you, and then you're a victim of circumstances, except you made the whole fucking shit happen. Make sense? Because it was not going to run forever. It was not going to run forever. And you know this. We do all this shit knowing, but we forget, because forgetting is our way of believing that this shit is true. But we know we're forgetting.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So the shit is, when you're being a beta, you see something that shines, and then it feels like, if I'm a beta, maybe I can get what I want. And what I want is love, stability, a woman who loves me. And this seems like a possible path. But you have to actually be that. So you have to forget that it's a choice. It just has to be reality. But at the same time, it is not true. Because you're not a beta. But you have to forget that you chose that path to be it. But you know that you chose. You can actually never believe in anything. Because you know you chose. Does that make sense? You're going to have many fucking instances where you saw the better path and you took it. It was a choice. It's always a choice. So there is a portion of you that is always pulling back out of the archetype, which is correct. Because everything is correct. Because eventually you have to leave it.
It's pulling back out of data?
Correct. Any fucking archetype, even the fucking TG, everything. Every time you go into a frame, eventually you have to leave it behind. Because that is a process of recall. And if you don't do it by hand, it's going to be forced out of you, or it's going to happen when you die. But it's that your spirit is coming out of that frame.
Yeah.
Because it's not you. So you go into beta, you experience reality as beta, then, but what you're ultimately looking for is not there, but not for the reasons you think. It's not there because you're trying to find it in the dream. If this shit makes any fucking sense, I'll explain in as a little words that I can. What you want to find through the beta or through the TG or through the being a womanizer is being free. You want to be and fully express yourself and not feel the fucking constraints. You want to be, flow, express yourself, be free, present, without feeling ugly, without feeling the fucking friction of everything that is wrong, and fucking relax and just distend and glow. At the end, that's what we're everybody of us trying to look for. But the only way that we can do that here is through shape, and the only way to do that here through the shape is to believe in the shape and forget that it's a choice. Because if you remember that it's a choice, then you don't believe in it. Because now you know it's not permanent. You see the fucking game we're in. You have to forget to make it real. Then you almost get it. And just when you're about to get it, the energy that you put in is going to recall, is going to take you out. And then it's going to feel like it's really unfair. Because it's everything that you put in reverse. You put hope, you get disaster.
Yeah.
You put beauty, you get tragedy. You put joy, you get just sadness. It's like getting the most beautiful puppy in the world. You get it, it's full of life, and then remembering that it's going to die. So every inch of love you put in the puppy is going to turn into sadness. And you hate the sadness. You just want to be happy. But that is the trap. If I can fucking wake you up in some manner during this conversation, because that is a trap. Avoiding the pain is a trap.
Avoiding the what?
The pain.
Avoiding the pain. We're trying, each one of us, dude, every fucking human being, we're trying to convince ourselves that we can be happy here and only happy. So we're trying to find the way. And trying to find the way is good. That's not the wrong part. That's perfect. That's what we're here for. We come here, we build some castles. We go to the beach, and each one of us, okay, let's see what is the best possible fucking perfect castle that I'm going to do today. But then we hate when it gets washed away. And it's going to get washed away. And now we hate existence. Now we hate the beach. Now we hate the sand. Now we don't know if we want to build the sandcastle again. Now we're stupid. But we're stupid for the same reason that we were smart in the morning when we were building the castle. It's the same energy, dude. Your desire to leave is the same stupidity that's going to pull you out 2 minutes later. It's just the reverse energy.
Right. So
does this make any fucking sense?
No, it is making sense. I'm just processing it.
So the thing is that the question you have, that is my question, and it's the question that Ian's going to have, and anybody listen to this, we all come to the same question. Then what is a proper sequence? What is a proper thing to do? And the question is a problem. Because the question is just trying to do the same process again. And that's almost going to take you to enlightenment, but we resist.
Well,
because you have to look at it and not ask, so what is the proper thing to do?
Well, I did have that question in my mind right when you said it, but I also had the question, well, I mean, is there anyone who can you just circumnavigate all that and just actually go forward without any, just do the best thing for...
Yeah. That's what I tried to describe. Yeah, that's what I tried to describe in chapter 8. And I've been in that state many times. So then I lose it because I try to make it work.
Yeah.
Makes sense? I get there. It's like, this is perfect. Now I want to be here. Now I want to be enlightened. Then I start taking mental pictures. It makes sense. I try to make that state a mental picture, and I try to understand how it works. So then I can do it in command, which is exactly not the process that I did to be in that space. And so it's what I have in chapter 8, dude. It's maximum stakes and nothing matters. Maximum stakes, total freedom.
Is that the last chapter? Is chapter 8 the last one?
It's chapter 8. Yeah, that's the last chapter. Because chapter 9 is empty.
You know what's funny? I was reading that chapter. I have this app called Speechify, and it translates the text to audio, right? I was walking around the track while listening to that and doing the exercises, or just the feeling the space, right?
Yeah.
And throughout all this time, without trying to be too woo-woo, right? Throughout all this time, some stuff has been happening, but I actually felt Like I would look at people, and they would immediately look at me, and they were looking the other way.
Good.
And it's like,
Good.
okay, all right. I think
Yeah, good.
Something's happening.
So the proper space. Just understand that shit is gonna happen. You're gonna go into one direction. You're gonna go all in. You have to go all in, or you don't know what the fuck is happening. But at the same time, you have to remember, and no, it's not even remembering that everything's gonna end, and that's fine. Every inch of energy you're putting in, at some point, is gonna come back to you in the opposite flavor.
Yeah.
It's like I was saying, buying the poopy, right? Or imagine building the perfect house. Make it fucking perfect, and while you're building it, at the same time, feel the sadness that at some point that house is going to be demolished, because every fucking building is going to be demolished. But still, live in that house and put all your memories, because it's your house now. That gets you in a crossroads of energy, where your energy is at the same time coming into this place to build, and any excess that is not proper comes back to the source. So that will be kind of like investment in this place, but without the ego attachment.
Yeah. Because what I think is when you say if it's all going to go away anyway, right?
Yeah.
You might as well go all in. But in the
correct. That's that is enlightenment response, because a lot of people say then I don't do anything, then I don't want whatever. Yeah.
But then what I don't know if it is the enlightenment response is when I say that, and then you might as well go all in and commit. Like I think in a perfect world, like you would just be with, or in my case, I would have just been with the woman that had been with me for the longest time, and then figured it out. I don't know if that's the right word or something, right? But committed all into that without having that part of me trying to go or whatever.
Yes.
And then that would be the best thing, I think. But I don't know if that's realistic.
That's not realistic. That's not.
It is now, but continue, man. Yeah, go.
You will always see the next shiny thing. You will always be attracted by something else. There's something always popping up, either on Twitter, either in the real life. A real woman you meet, she's prettier in this way, on that way. You will always see other women. Even now I'm in a relationship, I see other women, but I don't dwell on it. That's the whole thing. I see, I appreciate, then I come back to what I choose to always come back to, which is, well, personally my faith, and therefore my girl for now. It's a question of eternal remembering, recalling of what's important to you, or come back. Every morning I come back to what's important. Even during the day, I have to remember, okay, yeah, that's important to me. And then I come back, and then I come back, and then I come back. And all experiences, you will always be pulled towards other things than what you want. It's just a question of remembering what matters to you. That's my take. I don't know what Yohami thinks.
No, I like it, dude. I appreciate it.
What I think is that the universe is a bitch, and it plays dark jokes in all of us, because you already saw this happening, dude. When you were beta, the woman turns cruel. They don't let you.
Yeah.
But I totally understand that if you say, if I'm going to do this properly, I'll just commit more. But then they fuck it up for no fucking reason. They don't let it be. They don't let it happen. So if they just, like I said, when you don't want to choose, you orchestrate reality, so reality forces you to choose. So now you choose being a beta, but now reality is not going to let you. It's always going to be the case. Because I tried the same thing to the other side, dude. I became a womanizer. I was fucking 2 girls a week. And I was really unhappy. How is that possible, dude?
Yeah, I understand.
How the fuck is that possible? But I was not happy.
Yeah.
There's always more to get.
Yeah.
No, it's the dance we're trying to find it here, and we try to find that, trying to attach to a shape, which is correct until your energy starts pulling down. Then you pay the price. That's the fucking game. But you're gonna forget this, because I forget this every 2 hours. we're designed to forget what I just said 10 minutes ago. The trap is that we try to get the actual happiness that is full presence, and we try to get it attached to a final shape. And it's the only way to do it here. There's no other way. You cannot be here without shape. So it's not that trying to do it is incorrect. It's the only thing we can do. However, the trying to be that final shape fucks it up because we function in oscillation. We put energy and then the energy gets back. So every fucking inch of energy that you try to put into the final shape, that I'm going to be this person, it doesn't matter what fuck you put in, that energy is coming back in opposite flavor. Always. Either you make it happen or reality is going to force you the shit out of that shape. It doesn't matter what you choose. Because the funny shit is that you can choose to be evil, like he tried for a little bit, and I have tried during my meditation, or actually in real life, though. Even though my player face was not I was not evil, but I was detached. So I was, I was inverted. I was betraying myself. So it was a form of inversion. Whatever shape you're going, you're gonna get snapped out of it. But there is nothing else that we can do other than go into the shape. Because again, we try to say, okay, going into the shape is bad. That's not the fucking lesson.
By shape, you mean identity.
Frames.
Frames.
Chapter 1. Frames. The lenses.
I
Because you try to find yourself in the frame, and you find parts of you. The thing is that when Justin becomes the beta, or when I became the beta, or the player, or whatever the fuck, you go into the frame, and you connect with reality, and you get a feedback loop of energy that feels true, and it's you. It is you. And it's maybe part of you that you didn't know it existed. Then you say, I want to make my house here. But that's not your house. And that's okay. That's, if anything, is the lesson is that that's okay. Is remember it's a fucking choice. Because it allows you to do other things. Because you don't have to be the beta every day. It can be situational. Makes sense. It's not disrespectful. It's like the lesson is some type of going back to free choice, where you're being in the shape world by choice. Makes sense? Because the shit is that you go into the beta. It's completely real until reality changes, and now Justin is in a new club where people are looking at him like he's the alpha winner, and that is true. But now we have a problem.
Yeah, shape is contextual.
And I experience correct, but everything is true. Because I remember when I was a fucking Omega, that was true. When I went into beta, that became a reality for 7 years. Then I trashed beta in the trash, and it took me a few days, and I was an alpha. That shit was amazing. That was the most me that I have ever been. So 2 weeks before, the only thing that I want in life is to have one woman reciprocating love. 2 weeks later, I'm fucking 3 girls, and I don't care about love. People ask me, what if you thoughts on love? It's like I never even had that thought, because it's not in that frame.
Right. Yeah.
It's like a different person, right? So in my case, I killed one to go to the other one. You did a split, so you had the two at the same time. That's dangerous as fuck. That's gonna send you. That's a personal hell, dude.
No, it almost did. It almost
Yes.
killed both of us. So
Yes.
it was actually I don't want to say, I don't know if a miracle is the right word, but it was something close to that nothing terribly wrong went.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. It's good to hear.
So to make that more a positive shit, because I don't want to sound negative, go with full belief. Remember, it doesn't matter. But you have to go with full belief, or you don't know what the fuck you're doing. If you go to beta halfway, you don't know what the fuck is happening. The same with player. And the worst shit you can do is a split, because now you're completely ambivalent. You're contaminated both ways. Right? You're being a beta, you feel like a poof. The other side of you is calling you a pussy. Then you go into the player, whatever, and you're feeling the guilt of the other side. So don't do that shit. Just pick. Pick and believe.
Do you feel that
And remember, it still doesn't matter. Sorry?
Do you feel that only happens because one person, like, you don't have a close friend? Like, I'm just saying, you don't have someone that knows you in every shape that you take. and accepts you for that. Because I believe that a friend or true friend is someone that knows you and stay with you whatever shape you take, whatever frame you take, whatever you do. They're there. They
That would
see
be a
you.
really good friend.
Yes, I'd
They
say
witness
That would be a really good friend.
I'd
Yeah.
say yes and no, because that person for me was my ex, because we practically like raised each other. Like it was.
But you hid the cheating, no?
No, I told her.
Oh yeah.
I even though it was probably harder for me in the
Did
interaction.
you express that? Did she witness your feeling of like dissonance?
Yeah,
Sheesh.
it affected her negatively as well. So
Makes sense.
I agree. That was the harder path, a hard path compared to just something else, because it was just for 1 year split. Right.
That's a shitload of time, dude.
Yeah.
That's a crazy time.
I'm a pusher. In terms of like, or an endurer. I don't know what you put it in the book as, but like I'm very good.
Yeah, pusher.
Yeah, I was very good at just taking whatever happened. So I think what that did was made it hard for me, for life to crack me, in a sense of for me to like do something different or make a different move. So I had to.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Cool.
Maybe you had the excess energy you needed to express somehow, and you just went a way that didn't feel resonant with the rest.
Say again.
Like you were you had so much energy, no project to build, that you decided to go with another girl instead of build like something. That's how I see it for myself. Like when I see another girl and I want to talk to her for whatever reason, I'm like, I have energy. That's good. Not let's put it to work. Something like meaningful to me.
Yeah. Cool.
It's always a question of remembering what's important, man.
Mm-hmm. I have a question about the inversion too.
Yeah, say it.
So, the in your definition, evil, right, or the inversion is just anything that is, correct me if I'm wrong, anything that is hidden or not for the tribe. Is that no?
No.
I thought I read that somewhere. Okay.
No, but is there more in the question than I can
Gamma,
answer?
I guess. That's gamma.
Yeah. No. So, I guess my question was, it's taking a bit of a different path, but like in terms of evil inversion being parasitic, right? What if there's this like Muslim term of like where you hide your true belief in an oppressive system. I forgot what it's called, but basically that's what
like
it is.
Takia, I think.
Yeah, Sakia, Nakia, right? Technically, that would be parasitic to whatever the system is. So that would be evil to the system. But like, I guess I've been thinking about like what is evil and what's not, right? Because if you truly believe that, if you're under oppressive system and you have to technically not reveal that in order to keep that alive, is that technically?
Yeah. No, I mean, in a clean board, when people are playing win-win games, or we're like treating the frames on the archetypes at face value. So let's say that you and I are friends. So as a friend, I'm not supposed to go to a place and steal your food, right?
Mm-hmm.
A friend should, if I'm hungry, a friend, it is assumed in the frame archetype that a friend is bare minimum is going to ask. It's not just going to take it, right? So a good friend is going to ask you. A great friend is going to bring you food to begin with. A great friend is just going to, hey, dude, I'm going to a place. Are you hungry? Yeah. That's a great friend. He's going to come. He's going to show up to your place with some fucking Whoopers and hot dogs or sushi, whatever the fuck, or a beer. That's a great friend. A good friend, if he's hungry, is going to say, fuck, dude, I'm hungry. Is there anything I can have, a sandwich or something? Take it. But notice that the bad friend gains something by being bad because now he's gaining in a trait of honesty. Makes sense? A bad friend is not necessarily. This is when evil starts becoming enlightenment. Because if you really have a friend, you don't care if the guy takes the food. You understand how? Because greatness transcends the frame. So if you have a really, 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 really good friend, the actual shape of the friend, the frame of friendship, the archetype doesn't even fucking matter because we don't believe in it. We transcend it. So the guy that is a bad friend, the guy that comes to your place and just eats your food at 2 a.m. and doesn't even leave you a note, maybe that's the best friend in the world, but in a different metric. But not necessarily. It's where the shit starts getting murky. But the evil friend, what makes it evil is the guy that is going to come to your place, steal your food, and then not tell you. That's what makes it non-ambiguously evil. It's worse than that. Because it's knowing that he's doing something wrong. It's knowing that he's abusing the system, and then he's lying about it. And that friend that comes to your place, eats your food, maybe he's going to blame your girlfriend for eating your food. Maybe he's going to enjoy that now you're in pain. Maybe he's going to enjoy that he ate the food that you needed for tomorrow's run.
Yeah.
And so you're confused. But he's still showing up as a friend. So that is the principle of why I call it inversion, because I feel it in an energetic level. Make sense? And it's always going to be a rejection of self, because what happened with the self is somebody's going into the friend frame knowing that it's false. So instead of believing in the shape, they go disbelieving the shape, which is a form of enlightenment. So they hate that they have to operate through the frame. They hate it, which is correct. It's correct that they hate it because they wouldn't do this otherwise.
And they're not
So now, sorry?
And they're not identified with it either. So they have that
No, but they pretend because maybe they have to.
Okay.
Because to be in this reality, we have to be in the form. And maybe they just don't want any of it. Or maybe they got hurt by a friend. The reason can be whatever, but it's always going to be an energetic position. They don't want to be in the shape, but they have to be in the shape. So now they hate themselves, but they have to pretend. Mm-hmm. So the guy's going to go to your place, he's going to eat the food. He doesn't feel bad for eating your food because he doesn't give a fuck about you. He's just pretending to be your friend. And not giving a fuck about you is the truth. He's going to be shining and in the truth while fucking you up. But then has to pretend that he cares and has to pretend that he's your friend. And that he doesn't know that he has a choice. All this is a reaction. He's in the dark.
Mm. Okay.
Makes sense?
Yes.
So that is inversion. Yeah.
Sorry, and then you said you could feel it energetically. What is that?
Yes.
Because I'm thinking, obviously, if somebody's staying hidden, somebody could be very good at doing that, like very good at doing that, right? So I
yes,
know how that feels to you when you see it.
It's awake, it's precise, it's lucid in a way, and they look at you with an intelligence that you cannot perceive. There is something always. It's really grabbing to. You can feel the grip.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I felt that. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're like a grabbing from them to you.
No, but
You can.
like
Their energy grabs you. You can feel being grabbed.
I see.
there's something you don't see, but that's there.
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
With a good energy person, you feel free when you're with them. The walls disappear. With an inverted person, the energy grabs you because that person is in pain, and they're absorbing the pain.
Okay, yes, I remember that feeling now. Yes,
yeah.
It's interesting too because with I'll just say this point because with my ex, like I thought, hey, we're good because we did XYZ things, but I felt that energy from her, which is part of the reason why I was pulling away.
Yeah.
Right. And technically at the time, technically the other woman had more of the free,
Very
open,
free.
but she
Yes.
was not good in terms of like, she, slipped around a lot or whatever, right? So
Yes.
it was messing with my mind because I was like, why? It just didn't fit. But now I'm understanding a little bit more with the feeling that you're saying.
No, but this is how, you know what I said, that the universe plays dirty tricks on you. When you are inverted, inversion feels like expansion.
Yeah.
Because it is inversion. You are in the opposite reality, and you were in the two sides of that shadow when you did the split. But both of them are inversion of the other one. Because I'm not saying that inversion is one thing. It's inversion of the archetype. So the beta was inversion of the player is inversion of the archetype. So you have two angels or two devils at the same time. You are living in two inversions.
Yeah.
And the pain they feel is that grabby energy. So maybe when you went into player, you were inversion from beta, and maybe that other woman was a piece of shit as a person, but she's enabling your new shape to take form. That's going to feel like expansion. You're only going to realize until you start actually moving into that reality, because you're going to want to make it more permanent. You're going to develop attachment, which means you're going to actually embody the archetype. And it's only when you embody the archetype that inversion of the other person is going to reveal to you. Because now you want the connection to be real.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
So probably she was able to pull you out of the beta, which was let's say for your self-development necessary, but she's pulling you through inversion, and it feels like expansion to you, which it is expansion. You just flip, but you're still flipping an archetype into its inversion. And then you're in that side. It's like, okay, this feels good. I want to build my home here. And then that's not what she's doing. She's not giving you a permanent home. She's just inverting you, dude.
Roger that. Yeah.
Then you're like, what the fuck is this? This felt so good, and now I feel like this relationship is eating me. But what changed? What changed is you try to build a house in a moving train. But also, you don't want to keep going into inversion. You're going to stop yourself. You stop yourself, or you make the world stop you. Because it's a polarity, and we don't go that far into the polarities. We bounce in the two sides. We bounce in the two sides. We bounce in trying to be good, and we bounce when we invert. And the two sides are valid, but we just stop. We don't cross the limit. It's like we're trying to learn where the fuck the limit is. Then we bounce in the other direction. But just to reply to the fucking taquilla from the Muslim people, the easier way that I have is if the fucking Nazis control the country and they have rules that are unfair, and you're supposed to snitch on or communists, and you're supposed to snitch when your neighbor is using electricity past 7 p.m. and you consider that the system is corrupt, you can lie. I mean, you don't have to play fair with an evil system. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because the principle is not in the outside. The principle that is going to determine what is evil, what is inversion, is your own energy. When the bad friend is stealing your food and lying to you, this has nothing to do with what the morality of everything around you is. It's really fucking simple. He's pretending to be your friend. He's backstabbing you in the back. He's backstabbing you. And he knows. Because it's different than a bad friend that can be unaware. You know, somebody doesn't have a lot of social etiquette or knowledge, but still can have a good heart. He's just not a very good friend, right? But an evil friend, they know what the fuck they're doing. They're going to lie to your face. And they see you fucked up, and they're not doing this because you're evil. It's that they hate reality. It's deeper. It's not that they're lying to you because your rules are stupid and they don't want to bother you and explain to you how your rules or whatever. No, they know everything. They know what is happening. They think you're a stupid person because they think you're stupid because you believe in friendship.
Interesting.
right?
Okay.
There are a lot of women like that, by the way. A lot of the crazy women that we deal with, they hate being a woman. So you treat them with masculinity and they hate you because they're inverted. And they're really attractive because it feels like expansion again, especially if you're in a frame where you're being suppressing yourself. One of those inverted women, they want to break you and they bring you through expansion, and it feels like expansion. It is expansion because you're getting freed from your stupid frame, but you don't know where the fuck you're going.
Yeah. No, that's exactly.
You don't know where the fuck you're going, dude.
Yeah. That's what happened. That's what happened. Cool.
Wild story, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That was. It's interesting too because during all that, that's when I started reading your content as well. So that was one of the threads that I had. Just not pulled is not the right word, but that's one of the things that it's interesting. It all happened at, I guess, the right time. So,
What helped me
Nice.
most from Yohami's content was a win-win concept. It's either win-win or I'm out. So
Yeah.
even with women, it's like I get what I want, and you get what you want, me or nothing. Like, so I always keep my self-respect. I always keep being who I want to be. That's how I see it.
yep. How often are you going to do these videos?
Yeah. So, I mean, this is the first time was half figuring out if the shit works or not. The plan is to do it twice a week, Tuesday and Thursdays. And then I'm going to start running something called the Circle. That is like this, but more like a weekly meeting so people do one objective in particular. So you say, I want to get this done. I want to do this change, or I want to get this project done. Then we have like a project management shit, and you work in teams, and then we get the shit done. But that's probably starting next week.
Nice.
Well,
cool. It was good. I have to hop off. I gotta go to work.
Yeah, me too, dude. It's late.
How late is it where you are?
Sorry?
What time is it where you are?
Right now it's 10:28.
Yeah.
What about you?
Cool. It's 4:30. So
4:30. Yeah, it's okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining. Really good chat. We talk more really soon.
absolutely.
Take care. Bye. See you guys.